So here we are just given a y-intercept. So my y-intercept here is +3. So you're going to go up the y-axis and plot your point there at +3 on the y-axis, right? Y-intercept is on the y-axis. And then our slope here is -2. And remember, slope is rise over run. Or you can think of you move vertically, so you move up and down the top number, the bottom number moves left to right. So here if I have -2, that's the same as saying -2 over 1. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1, and draw a dot. Then I'm going to go down 2, right 1, draw a dot. Then I'm going to take my ID and I'm going to line it up on my paper and connect the dots in a straight line. Remember, we are in geometry class, so lines have arrows. Okay? So you're going to do the same thing with the next one. Y-intercept is -1. Plot that point. And then you're going to go up 2, right? 2 is your up, and you're going to go right 3. So pause and do those. Next, we are going to graph from slope-intercept form. So here, my -2 is my intercept, and then my slope is that 7/5 right here in front of my x. So I start by plotting a point. I go down 2 on the y-axis, right there is my red dot, and then my slope. Remember, I'm going to go up 7, and then I'm going to go right 5, right? The top number goes up or down. Since it's positive, it's going up, and the bottom number always goes to the right. So I go up 7, right 5, and I draw another dot. Then I'm going to connect the dots. There is my line. And remember, we're in geometry, so our lines have arrows. Number 2 and number 3 are a little bit tricky. I'll give you a few hints here. Number 2, your y-intercept is 0, right? Y equals -1/2 x plus 0. So you're going to start at the origin at 0, 0. See if I can put a dot there. Not really. And then you're going to move your slope down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Okay. For number 3, you can look and say, okay, what's my slope? Well, I don't have any x's. That means my equation, y equals 0x plus 3. So I start at +3. I go up 0 over 1. Up 0 over 1. Up 0 over 1. Right? And I connect those dots. So here are some hints. Go ahead and connect the dots. Pause the video. Do the rest of the front page. And then when you're done with that, press play and watch the next set of problems. So here on the back side, we are just finding slope by counting, right? So I drew a little right triangle there. I'm going to go down 1 over 4, right? So -1/4 is my slope. Again, it's rise over run. The y value over the x value. Up and down over left, right. So the next one, make sure you're always connecting the dots. Make sure you're counting correctly. And then that fraction is your slope. So now that we've learned all of that, that brings us to the new questions, the hard questions. This is what we are going to be studying in geometry, putting all of this together. So step 1, it says, question A, what is the slope of the given line? Well, we do just like we did. We draw our little rectangle, we count. I went down 3 over 2. So my slope of the given line is -3 over 2. Then it says, what is the slope of a line parallel? Well, remember, parallel lines have equal slopes. Right? That's what we did last class. Parallel lines have equal slopes. So if the slope of the given line is -3 over 2, the slope of a parallel line is -3 over 2. So I know my slope of my new line. Then it says, graph a line parallel to the given line through the point -2, -1. So I'm going to draw that point, -2, -1, right? So we see this point right here. I just drew right there, -2, -1. Then I'm going to move my slope. Well, what's my slope? -3/2. I'm going to go down 3/2. Right? Down 3/2, and I drew my next dot. Now, connect them. There's my line. So you can see our lines are both running parallel, right? They run the same direction. They do not touch. They have the same slope. Then the next one to the right of this problem is a U-do that is also parallel. I'm going to let you do that. I am going to go down and do the next I-do. Okay, so here it says we are going to be dealing with perpendicular lines. So the question 1 is the same. Question A, what is the slope of the given line? Well, when we look here, we go up 2/4. So it's 2/4. I always like to reduce, so it's 1/2. Then, what is the slope of a line perpendicular? Opposite reciprocal, right? So we want to change the sign and flip the fraction. So I'll erase that so you can see better. 1/2 becomes -2 or -2/1, right? It goes from positive to negative. 1/2 becomes 2/1, but we know that the number 2/1. So if you'd rather write -2/1, that is also fine. Okay. Then same as we did before, graphing a line, but this time it's going to be perpendicular. So we're going to start at this point, 3, -2. So over 3, -2, that's the line, dot I drew right there. And then I'm going to move my slope down 2/1. Or if I want to make more dots and I'm running out of space, I can go up 2, backwards 1, or up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. Then I connect the dots. That's my line. So your homework is to complete the entire paper. When you are done, raise your hand and one of the teachers will have an answer key. They can check your work and then you can turn it in. And if you do that, you will be done with your homework for the night.